Hello everyone, it's us, the people of TV Day's Drama Digest. Buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the heart-wrenching, pulse-pounding saga of Xander Kyriakis, a character whose tumultuous journey on Days of Our Lives, DOL, has kept us on the edge of our seats. As whispers of actor Paul Telfer's potential departure swirl, we're left grappling with a burning question. Is this truly the end for Xander? Will he lose everything, his family, his freedom, and his place in Salem? After his shocking attack on Philip Kyriakis, let's unravel this dramatic tale, filled with betrayal, secrets, and the high stakes of love and loyalty. The once charming Xander Kyriakis, known for his roguish charm and complex moral compass, has crossed a line that may be impossible to come back from. In a moment of unchecked rage, Xander unleashed a brutal assault on Philip Kyriakis, leaving him battered, broken, and clinging to life. The scene was chilling. Philip crumpled on the floor, blood pooling around him, as Xander fled into the night, his knuckles bruised and his heart pounding with the weight of what he'd done. This wasn't just a fight. It was a vicious, near-fatal attack that has sent shockwaves through Salem's tight-knit community. As the dust settled, Kate Roberts, Philip's fiercely protective mother, arrived at his room, only to be met with a horrifying sight. Her son, barely recognizable, lay unconscious, his face swollen and his body broken. The air was thick with dread as Kate's screams echoed through the Kyriakis mansion. Philip was rushed to Salem University Hospital, where doctors fought to stabilize him. The prognosis was grim: internal bleeding, severe organ damage, and a body pushed to the brink of survival. Sarah Horton, a skilled doctor and Xander's fiancée, delivered the gut-wrenching news to Kate. Someone beat him to within an inch of his life. As the hospital buzzed with urgency, Jada Hunter, Salem's sharp-witted detective, began piecing together the puzzle of Philip's attack. Her interrogation of Kate was fraught with tension. "Do you have any idea who could have done this?" Jada asked, her voice steady but probing. Kate's eyes darkened, her mind racing to one name: Xander Kyriakis. The accusation hung in the air like a storm cloud, heavy with the weight of truth. Kate's suspicion wasn't baseless. Xander's history of volatility and his ongoing feud with Philip made him the prime suspect. But could he really be capable of such savagery? Meanwhile, Sarah, torn between her love for Xander and her duty as a doctor, stood by Philip's bedside, her heart sinking. She prayed silently that Xander had no part in this nightmare, but doubt gnawed at her. The man she loved had been spiraling, his darker impulses resurfacing in ways that chilled her to the core. Was this the same Xander who had fought so hard to redeem himself, to prove he could be a good husband and father? Or had he succumbed to the demons that had always lurked beneath his rugged exterior? Back at the Kyriakis mansion, Xander returned home, his demeanor tense and his hands trembling. Maggie Horton, ever the perceptive matriarch, noticed the fresh bruises on his knuckles. "What happened to your hand?" she asked, her voice laced with concern. Xander's response was quick, almost too quick. "I tripped over the banister." The lie was flimsy, and Maggie's piercing gaze suggested she wasn't buying it. The air crackled with unspoken questions, and Xander's attempt to brush off the incident only deepened the suspicion swirling around him. As the hours passed, Sarah's own doubts grew unbearable. She had been complicit in keeping Philip's secrets, a burden that now felt like a noose tightening around her neck. But those secrets paled in comparison to the truth about Xander's actions. The man she had vowed to stand by was unraveling, transforming into someone she barely recognized. His temper, once a spark, had ignited into a wildfire, threatening to consume everything they had built together. At the heart of this tragedy lies Sarah's love for her daughter, Victoria. As she stood in the hospital, watching monitors beep and nurses rush to save Philip, Sarah's thoughts turned to her child. What kind of future could she offer Victoria if Xander's actions tore their family apart? The weight of her decision was crushing. Xander had always been a man of contradictions, passionate yet volatile, loving yet reckless. But this time, his choices had pushed him beyond redemption in Sarah's eyes. Could she continue to love a man whose hands were stained with such violence? Could she raise her daughter with someone who had nearly killed another human being? Spoilers hint at a devastating reckoning for Xander. Sarah, forced to prioritize Victoria's well-being, may have no choice but to walk away. The love that once burned so brightly between them is now flickering, threatened by the shadow of Xander's actions. If he loses Sarah and Victoria, it will be a price heavier than any jail sentence, a loss that could break him entirely. Salem is a town where secrets rarely stay buried, and Xander's crime is no exception. Jada's investigation is closing in, with evidence mounting against him. Witnesses, forensic clues, and Kate's unwavering certainty all point to Xander as the culprit. The truth is a ticking time bomb, and when it explodes, it will shatter lives. Xander's arrest seems inevitable, his freedom hanging by a thread. The question isn't if he'll face justice, but when and what it will cost him. As fans, we can't help but wonder, is this the end of Xander Kyriakis? Will Paul Telfer, the charismatic actor who has brought this complex character to life, bid farewell to days of our lives? The rumors are swirling, and the stakes have never been higher. Xander's journey has been one of redemption, relapse, and relentless passion, but this latest chapter may be his darkest yet. Will he find a way to claw his way back from the abyss, or is this truly the end of his story in Salem? Xander's potential exit raises questions about the legacy he'll leave behind. Once a villain, he fought to become a hero in the eyes of those he loved. But this brutal act has undone years of progress, casting him once again as the pariah of Salem. For Paul Telfer, whose portrayal of Xander has been a masterclass in nuance and intensity, the possibility of leaving DOL feels like a seismic shift. Fans have watched Xander evolve from a ruthless schemer to a devoted partner and father, only to see him fall back into the abyss. Will he get a chance at redemption, or will his story end behind bars, a cautionary tale of a man who couldn't escape his own darkness? As we await the next episodes, one thing is certain: the fallout from Xander's actions will be seismic. Relationships will be tested, loyalties will fracture, and the truth will demand its due. So, dear viewers, what do you think? Can Xander find a way to salvage his life, or is this the final curtain for one of Salem's most polarizing figures? Share your thoughts, and stay tuned to TV Day's Drama Digest for the latest updates on this gripping saga. This expanded article delves deeper into the emotional and dramatic stakes of Xander's story, painting a vivid picture of his downfall and its ripple effects on those around him. It amplifies the tension, explores the characters' inner conflicts, and keeps the core narrative intact while adding layers of suspense and heartache. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Day's Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.